everyone. I'm greeting you today with some slightly wet hair, and I'm actually in my robe right now because I just felt like sitting down and doing a little kind of chatty makeup experimentation-y type of thing. This video was like heavily inspired by Katie Jane Hughes on Instagram. I love her Insta stories and her live videos, and she like always just sits down and does her makeup, and I'm like, yeah, I just want to do that. I have a nice little glass of orange juice here, just chilling. I don't know why, but I just been really into drinking orange juice these days, especially in like a nice little wine glass. Like, I feel so bougie. So I think we should just get into this video. The only thing I have on my skin right now is the Ole Henriksen Sheer Transformation Cream. I've just been testing this out, so I'll let you know at a later date what my full thoughts are. So I'm going to start off with just a little spritz of this Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rosewater. Or herbs, whatever. Just gonna give myself, oh, I love this stuff. Ever since I got back from my trip, I've just been really liking this. I mean, it's rose, so who am I kidding? Why would I not like this? If you're in Canada, by the way, you can get this at Urban Outfitters, I recently discovered, which is super exciting. So for my skin today, I'm going for something very glowy. I'm thinking like a glossy lid look, some bushy brows. Just gonna go for that healthy look, I guess. So I think we're gonna start with a little bit of skin prep. I'm gonna go with the Weleda Skin Food. This is another Katie Jane Hughes product recommendation. I've only used this for a couple of days, but so far I've been really liking it. So what she usually does is just puts it on the high points of her face. And it's funny because it's like a full out like cream. Like, it almost feels like a treatment, you know? Like, people use this on their hands and their feet and their, you know, cuticles, I'm sure. But she uses it on her face, and I have to be honest, the couple times that I've used this, it just gives the skin like the most beautiful, like just healthy glow. Like, do you see the glow right now? I'm loving it. If you have dry skin like I do, this is a really good technique. So I'll let you know again later on what my thoughts are, but so far, so good. Okay, so while that's sinking in, I think we're gonna go into the eyes. I'm gonna use a couple of ColourPop. These are the Super Shock Cheek Highlighters, and I'm gonna use them on my eyes today because I have these and they don't work on my skin because this one's too dark and this one's too glittery. And for me, for highlight, I really like a nice, very finely milled glow, or like just a straight off grease look, you know? They do crease, but I'm just gonna embrace the creasing today. I know. Another thing I've learned from Katie Hughes, she just talks about that, and I was like, maybe I should just let it crease. Like, what's the big deal? So I'm gonna go in first off with the color Wisp. This is just like a goldeny, bronzy kind of color. Since it's not an actual eyeshadow, it comes off quite sheer, but that's what I really like about it. Maybe I should zoom you in a little. I'm just going to kind of messily apply it. I'm blending it into the crease as well. It's very sheer, so you don't really have to worry about being too precise with it, but it just looks really pretty. Yeah, I just really dig that. And I think this might be like a new area of makeup for me. It's funny because I have not been into like the full glam looks recently. Like, I feel like ever since the summer, I just haven't really loved the full glam look. I've just been really enjoying like the lighter cream product kind of look. I don't know, I'm digging it. Next, I'm gonna go in with the color Spoon, which is the very light color, definitely a bit more of a classic glossy lid look kind of shade. I'm just gonna put this on the center of my lid and blend it in with the other color. This one has a lot more of a glittery sheen to it, so you can even just do this one over the lid if you wanted. I have done that in the past and loved it. I'm just gonna give my lashes a quick curl here. Nothing insane. I'm gonna go with my Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara. So far, again, new product that I've been trying out, and I like it a lot. I just kind of start with a light hand. Now, it does get a little clumpy. I find like in the inner corners especially, it must be just like the tip, but you can definitely just comb it out as you get like less and less product on the wand. But I really like it. So while I'm doing this, I thought I might as well talk to you about my week, because I'm not gonna lie, it's been a bit of a weird one for me physically, because I've been getting headaches again, which sucks. But you know what? It's totally because of the weather change. Here in Calgary, we have Chinooks, which kind of come in and melt all of the ice and snow and whatever, but they happen pretty frequently, but especially like during this time of year where it's technically spring, but we're still getting snow. So like it will snow one day, you'll have a Chinook the next day or whatever. And I think it's just very confusing for my head because like, well, why is the pressure changing so much, you know? So that's the reason. And I actually was gonna film this video yesterday, but I just couldn't do it. I don't know what was up with me. I just was not in a space where I could do it. And so I didn't. And I think I'm gonna kind of start listening to myself a little more about that because it can really come across in videos if I'm not present, you know, if I'm like off somewhere else. Now I'm just gonna kind of hold my lashes like this, give them a little dry because I have smudged this stuff so much because I didn't let it dry properly in the past. But it really makes your eyelashes just pop. So while that dries, I'm gonna do my brows, and today I'm just feeling this, which is the Essence Make Me Brow. This is just such an easy brow product. You guys know how I feel about it. But I'm gonna do a technique that I saw on the Glossier Instagram stories. And what you do, okay, I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but you kind of brush all the hairs forward. And then after that, you go in and kind of groom it. And I don't know if you can tell the difference, but like in real life, this is like the weird non-defined and this one is, and I just feel like it looks so much better. Yesterday I was trying out the Benefit Brow because I was doing like I just felt like kind of experimenting after like the whole filming thing like just didn't work out, and I was like, hey, Zendaya has some cool brows. I watched The Greatest Showman the other night because we bought it on DVD, and I feel like I'm gonna have to watch it like once a week for the next month, just because I'm that obsessed. But she just has such amazing brows, and I was like, I wonder how I can get that look. And so I was trying out the brow, and I think I've come up with a way that I like it, but it just takes so much practice, right? And I think that's something that I've really learned about makeup recently, especially, that you just need to sit down and try it out. You know, experiment and not put any pressure on how it looks, because that's really when you're going to learn new techniques. You're gonna learn, you know, test out products and see if you like them, because if you know that you're going somewhere, or you know that you're, say, like filming a video or whatever, and you test out a new product and it doesn't work, well, then you're gonna be so upset. Today is kind of like a mixture of experimenting, but also just continuing to try techniques that I've been trying for the last couple of days. So I'm liking the way my brows are looking right now. I have to be honest. I like the way they look. It's like not overdone. They just look regular. Under my eyes, I'm gonna go with this Stila Aqua Glow Perfecting Primer. It's like a stick hydrating thing. I'm gonna put a little bit on my ring finger, and I'm just gonna tap it under my eye, just to give a little bounce of hydration. I know Becca has a new one that is like this, but it's like in a pot kind of thing. It's specifically for under your eyes. And I really want to try that one, but then I was like, well, I have this one. Why don't I just use that right now? But yeah, that one looks really nice. So if you're looking for something specifically for the under eyes, maybe try that one out. But I like this one. Just very cooling, gives you a little hydration, you know. I'm gonna go with this Urban Decay Naked Skin Color Correcting Fluid. This is the pink one. And I am just going to roughly place some just around areas of my skin that I want to cover, but this is definitely a pink color, so it's really only going to work for really pale skin. But you can do the same thing with a super sheer concealer. I've just been kind of gravitating towards this one more recently, but also because this is quite a dry formula, like it's very similar to the Naked Skin concealer in that way, you know? So it works a lot better on top of something like the Weleda Skin Food, just because it has a little bit of an emollient base. I did try using the NYX, what is this called again? Gotcha Covered. I tried using this under my eyes with the Weleda Skin Food on, and it was a little bit like too much of an emollient thing. Like that concealer is very glowy, kind of sticky in texture, you know, what you would say emollient would be, you know. And so is the Weleda Skin Food. So this didn't really mesh properly under my eyes. So I'm not going to use that concealer whenever I use the Weleda Skin Food. But for something that's like a liquid, maybe a little drier or a little more high coverage than you normally go, but you just want to blend, I think that's a good way to go when you're using Weleda Skin Food. That's what Katie Jane Hughes always talks about as well. Maybe I'll add a little bit more under my eyes. My dark circles have been a little intense recently. But you know what? It was funny because when I was in California, I was experiencing like, do you know when you just feel kind of like your eyes are almost bruised? Like you kind of hurt and you don't really know why. I usually get that with headaches, and I had a couple in California, and that was just like, ugh, like it just makes you feel disgusting because you don't really want to put anything on top of it because you feel like you're like punching yourself in the face. But at the same time, like it looks like you have really dark circles, even though I promise I was not punched in the face, but it just was really sore and like, just like it was kind of angry at me, you know? So yeah, so I'm being kind of more careful under my eyes, but today, oh yeah, that looks so much better. Today it's not as bad, so it's okay, but it's just weird like how something like weather can just change your whole feel, you know what I mean? Like to me personally, that's like true evidence that our bodies and nature are like one, you know? So that's what it's looking like. Let me zoom in a little bit. I dig it. So I'm gonna get out this guy, which is the Pixi and Dulce Candy. This is her Dulce Lip Candy Sugar and Spice Palette. I used this yesterday and oh my gosh. Okay, so like first of all, can we just take a minute? Like look at all these colors. There's just so many good options. So I'm gonna use it for blush and for lipstick today, but for blush, I love just kind of like holding something up and looking in the mirror and being like, what am I feeling today? I'm kind of feeling this middle shade a little bit. This one is called Pasion. Let me see. Ooh, that's really pretty. So I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. Oh man, you guys, so after I watched The Greatest Showman, I was like listening to the music and stuff, and I was like, okay, I've done the album, like what should I do? So I shuffled my phone and a bunch of High School Musical came up and I was like, yes. And I still happily can say that I know all the words to the High School Musical 1, 2, and 3 soundtracks. That is beautiful. I'm just gonna go with this little stippling brush from e.l.f. and I'm just gonna go over it and kind of just disperse the product. Going over with my Real Technique sponge. This sponge is seriously so good, you guys. I can't describe. It's so funny because I used to be like loyal to the Beauty Blender, like no tomorrow. But recently, I just have really been liking Real Techniques as sponges. Ever since I got that pack of them to try, I've been really liking them. So, I mean, not exactly gonna go back and buy a hugely expensive sponge anytime soon when I know that I love the Miracle Complexion Sponge and the Contour Sponge. Do you feel me? But I think something else that I'm just gonna kind of start implementing into my routine is not to be so obsessed with perfection with makeup. Like, I think if you just let it loose, let it go, it's just so much more fun to apply makeup that way. I don't know why, but I just think like there should not be all of this pressure to do the perfect makeup look. That's just me, but yeah. Oh, that color is beautiful. I look like I just went out in some sun and got a beautiful glow. And using your fingers as well, I think is really important with makeup. Especially with like creams, because it just kind of helps to meld it all together. Now, I think we should do some highlighting. This is the Smashbox LA Lights Blendable Lip in Cheek Color. Y'all know how I feel about this. I actually haven't used it in a little while because I've been using my Ciate Dewy Stick so much. But I think it's time just to give this a go again. Oh, y'all. Oh, y'all. I will never get tired of that beautiful, healthy glow. I just really like applying highlighter. And you can even use Skin Food as a highlight if you really wanted to, which I think is kind of cool too. I might get a little bit on my nose, you know. Little on the Cupid's bow. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go a little cray. A little up here. I have to be honest with y'all, like, I feel like with pale skin, it's so easy to look sickly. And it sucks because I'm somebody who I really just am not into self-tanning. Like, I'm just not into it, and I know a lot of people love it, which is great, but I'm just so worried I'm gonna turn into like an orange person. But at the same time, like, I really want to have that healthy look, and I think highlighter is just like the best way to do that, you know? Oh, I'm gonna put a little brow gel in. It's just my e.l.f. clear brow gel. This is like starting to really run low. I think I have another one in my case or in my drawers. Oh yeah, I'm loving my brows today. You know, I have some really good brow days, and then I have brow days where I'm like, girl, what is going on? I'm gonna do a little bit of this, which is the Urban Decay Quick Fix Mist. Honestly, it just gives my skin like a little boost of moisture, but also a bit more of a glow. Even though I know I didn't really need that on top of all these like cream products, but I'm just extra. Last thing we're gonna do is lips, that same Dulce Candy palette. Now, what am I feeling today? This one. This one's really attracting me. Enamorada? This one right here. Take a little. It's kind of like a deeper pink kind of color. I'm just gonna. Oh yeah. I like that color. Now, it's kind of more of a matte finish. I'm gonna go a little bit of the Fenty Beauty Lip Gloss. I've actually really been liking this so far. I'm just gonna put a little bit in the center. And just dab it. It just makes you look a little bit more hydrated, you know? I think I'm done. I think I'm done. So this is the finished look. I'm so in love with it right now. The eyeshadow has like a little bit of creasing going on, but it just looks so, I don't know, just happy and glowy and healthy, and I'm just really into it. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really feeling myself right now. So that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed just sitting down and just chatting a little, but also like doing makeup. I just love this look. And I just had so much fun doing this video. So thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.